In this video, I'll show you how to set up and use the Bybit card, some of the benefits you can get here, and some of the pain points that you may run into when using the card. Plus, the fees and limits are really important to know before even applying, so I'll go through those. I've used it for a few months actively, and it's the best crypto card that I have. I have others for the channel to make reviews or tutorials. This has the details in the right place for me, but I'll go through that and you can make a decision whether it's right for you as well. This is what the card looks like. And so we're gonna come out of here. And if you have the Bybit app, go to the more icon, scroll down to finance, and then it says card here, click on that. Depending where you live, it's going to let you apply or not. Europe, Aussie, a few other regions have the ability to apply for the card. So wherever you live, check it out. And if you can apply, then it will let you apply for it. Now, if you don't have an account yet with Bybit either, you get a $30,000 deposit bonus, or up to $30,000 if you're a new user, via the link below, so I'll link that below, and some card benefits as well, which I'll go through right now. When Bybit launched the card, they had a set of rewards, but they've added to those over time as well. So it says up to 10% cash back when you spend the card. However, this relies on certain VIP tiers on Bybit as well. So many people have used Bybit for a long time and they trade on there. And obviously this card is something you can apply for. And then if you're in any of the VIP tiers, you can get bigger discounts as you go up the tiers as well. So one of the first things they did was bring on TradingView subscriptions, and then Netflix, Spotify, and Prime. So you can see down here, it depends on your VIP tier. Essentially, if you're in any of the VIP tiers, then you get rebates on those. So if you spend on TradingView, I know a lot of people have TradingView as well. Netflix, Spotify, you can get rebates if you're in one of the Bybit VIP tiers. You can also get these points as well. And so depending on the VIP tier, you get cash back when you spend, but that's up to a limit per month. So again, you can see this as well. So, even if you're non-VIP, you actually do get cash back, which is effective 2% cash back on the card, up to $10 monthly. And then as you go up, that gets more. In the higher VIP tiers, you actually get up to 4, 6, 8, and 10% as a cash back. Again, with some limit here, but that's obviously great to just get actual cash back. Now, I'll show you how that works in the app, because they just actually give you the stable US dollar stable coins, USDT, as cash back. Then you can use that in your trading account, or you can just use it for purchases somewhere else if you want to use that on the card and spend it on the card. You can do whatever you want with that, but that is real cash back. And a lot of other card programs have completely taken that off. For example, Crypto.coms, they give you cash back in CRO coin, which is, okay, you can sell out of it, but this is way better, because they give you the cash in your account. They give you the USDT in your account. You can trade it for super low fees, or you can just keep it in your card. And you get the purchase rebates. That's what they added initially. And then from here, as you can see, new users get up to 10% cash back here as well. Again, there are some terms and conditions there, but that's a kind of an offer that's running for right now. So that will run out depending on when you're looking at the video. They also just reached 1 million cards issued. So they're doing additional cash back right here as an incentive. They've added this, which is these lounges for airports as well, which is very popular for cards, right? So they've added this recently, and then save up to 6% on hotels worldwide with N Travel as well with the card. So those benefits, I think they're pretty good overall, but again, it depends on your VIP tiers and everything like that. In any case, I'll leave that link below as new users get some sort of discount, right? So you can see that when you're watching this, it may have run out. Again, these can change over time. So best to just view it when you're watching this and see what the benefits are when you're signing up. I'll show you exactly how to sign up and what you need. The best thing about this card program for right now anyway, is that it doesn't cost anything to apply. It doesn't cost anything to have the card, and it doesn't cost anything to cancel the card out. And other programs do actually charge you some fees around that sometimes as well. So for right now, that's great. Again, that may change in the future. That's just what it is right now. So card application, go to the card app in your phone, apply, and it says virtual card under review. You get a virtual card first, pretty much immediately, as long as they accept you in, which they should do if you've done KYC on the platform, right? So you need to do KYC, which is give them a ID card or a passport, scan your face, pass KYC verification. Everyone that uses Bybit already would have done that. And then they'll just accept you into that card program if they're issuing it in your region. That's the virtual card that you get immediately. Now, if you want to apply for the physical card as well, you obviously have to give them your address. So put your address in like this. Down here, it says reason. I had no idea what that was. I think I just put the give me card in there and it just went through. So I don't think you need to put anything in here other than just something like that. It doesn't matter. And then edit your address, make sure that's correct. And then it goes through to the application process here, where it gives you your name that you want on the card and your address that they're going to send it to. And so you can do that, and then you can set a PIN once you have the card as well. And then you have to give them a mobile phone number. I think this is for the delivery agent to actually deliver the card for you. And then right here, it says application successful. That's going to take a while to actually send the card out for you. From there, it's going to let you into the app, because the app actually lets us use the virtual card immediately. So I'll just show you this in the app, where up at the top, you can scroll down, and then it gives you physical and virtual. These are just MasterCards, so you can spend them just like anything else, right? You're just spending in any shop that accepts MasterCard here, and you can add the cards to Apple and Google Pay as well. So you can tap to pay, and it just charges your Apple or Google Pay just like any other card you have. The Bybit Card is a prepaid MasterCard. So you can see the physical card right here and what it looks like. It just says prepaid MasterCard. You can use tap to pay, you can add it to your Google and Apple Pay, and then just spend in shops. However, it matters what you have in the card in your app to spend with. This is really important before spending anything on the card, to know what exactly you're spending and how that works. So these are the fees and limits for the card. So the Europe card right here, the base currency of the card is Euro. And then for Australia, I believe it's USD, not AUD. It may be AUD. You'll have to check in your region if you're Australian, just to make sure what the base currency of the card is, because the base currency of the card is really important. When you spend on the card, there may be a foreign exchange fee, or if you're spending in a different country or a different currency to the base currency of the card. So I'll show you the European card with euros. You can make that into your currency as well. So there's a foreign exchange fee if you spend in a different currency than the base currency of the card. So if I'm in Europe and I have a Euro card and I spend in euros, there's no foreign exchange fee, right? But if I'm in Europe and I have a Euro card and I go on holiday to America and spend in US dollars, I have to change from the base currency of the card in euros to dollars, which is a foreign exchange fee, which is 0.5% from MasterCard. So that's the MasterCard fee, right? If you're spending on the same base currency as the card and you have that fiat currency in your Bybit account, there's no fees. There's no fees at all, because you're spending on the base currency just like any other card that you don't pay. Now, if you have a foreign exchange fee, that's on top. The crypto conversion fee as well is if you have crypto on the card that they have to switch into a fiat currency to spend. So I'll show you two ways to do this, where you either pay this higher fee or you pay the lower fee. FX padding is 0. That's if you do a foreign currency transaction. Annual fee, none. Inactivity and cancellation fees, none. And if you can see here, replacement fee, there's a small charge, but not for VIPs. And then down here, you have the ATM withdrawal fee after a certain amount. You can see that here. So these are the fees on the card, but it's really important to know what you're spending and why. So let's go through an example here. Let's say that you have Bitcoin in your crypto account and you want to spend on your card. Let's say that you're in the EU and you're spending in euros, which is the base currency of the card. I've got Bitcoin. Now, what I could do is put the Bitcoin in my funding account and let the card spend it. That is going to incur a conversion fee from Bitcoin to euros, and we don't want to pay that. So what I would suggest is actually trading the Bitcoin for euros first. So go into your Bybit spot trading account. You can come up here to trade, spot, go to Bitcoin USDT or Bitcoin Euro, sorry. So we're doing a Euro example. So I'm going to go to the Euro trading pair here, trade Bitcoin Euros. I'm going to sell Bitcoin into euros. That puts euros in my account. Now I can spend euros on the card for nothing. The spot trading fee on Bybit is 0.1% to change Bitcoin into euros. I have Euro fiat currency in my account. I spend euros in Europe. There's no other fees. That's insane, right? It's great. Now that would be the same as if you did that from Bybit and you send the euros back into your bank account and spend on the card. It's exactly the same thing. Now, if you don't do that and you let Bybit convert the crypto at the time of spend, they charge you that 0.9% conversion fee. Not the end of the world, but it's something you can avoid. So if you could avoid it, I would recommend it. Now, if you spend in a different country, so we've got a Euro card with Euro-based currency, and we go to America on holiday, well, we're going to have to pay the conversion fee from euros to spend in dollars, which means we pay the MasterCard conversion fee, which as we saw was 0.5%, but it may go up in different regions. So that's 0.5% as a conversion fee, which again isn't the end of the world, plus any other fees that you may incur. So if you've traded out from Bitcoin into euros, that's 0.1% extra for the trade. And if you didn't and you let them convert it, then they have to convert, which is 0.9%, and do the fee, which is 0.5%. So 1.4% you'd be paying for that card transaction if you have the crypto conversion and you're spending in a different currency to the card. So just be aware of that. I think these fees are actually super, okay, to be honest, compared to other cards and everything like that. So I don't think it's the end of the world. Even if you have a bank card that you spend in a different currency, you'll be paying a foreign transaction fee anyway. So it's just maybe avoiding this if you can. Now, there is also 2% cash back that you get on the card, even in the non-VIP tier, up to $10 a month anyway. And if you're in VIP tiers, that goes up. So that basically takes all of the fees out of the card anyway, even if you're spending crypto conversions. So yeah, I think the fees are pretty good, but just to be aware exactly what they are before you spend, I'll leave the link to that grid as well below so you can have a look. Another thing to figure out when you're spending from the card is which currencies you actually want to pay with. So in the main card screen, go to this right here where it says pay with. It takes you through to this page, and then you can choose these assets to actually liquidate when you spend on the card. However, you can choose these crypto assets, right? And you can choose stable coins. Be really sure of the tax regime in your country, because most countries have capital gains tax when disposing of assets like crypto. So these assets are not categorized as currency, they're categorized as assets. Some stable coins in some regions may be categorized as currency, and so you can use them just as currency and there's no capital gains tax to be paid. However, Bitcoin and ETH for sure will be categorized as assets. And so when you sell them, you lock in either a capital gain or a loss. And so if there's a capital gain, you would have to go ahead and register that and pay any capital gains tax that is due. So I wouldn't go around like willy-nilly spending, ETH and BTC on coffee, and you have like 15 million transactions, and you've got to work out where you bought them and where you sold them. Total nightmare. So what I would suggest is if you are selling some of your crypto assets to spend, sell these in a chunk first. So sell a chunk of them for the month, and then spend from the stable coin or the fiat currency that you sell to. Which is going to make things a lot easier. So definitely be aware of that before spending on this crypto card or any other crypto card. And then from here as well, right here it says auto savings. Auto cashback is on, so you get that cashback. Auto savings is where you can actually put some of these crypto assets in Bybit savings, which get an interest rate whilst they're waiting to be spent from the card. So I do this with my USDC, just a small amount on there if I want to spend on the card. I put it into auto savings, which is currently getting 9.87% below $500, and then I think it's like 4.5% above $500. So basically, it's a US dollar bank account with interest that I use to spend in shops or whatever. So it's awesome if you have a US dollar bank account with that amount of interest going to spend in shops. So that's how I would play it. Definitely do not spend these a million times if you have loads of capital gains tax that you need to pay. And you can figure out which assets that you want to spend, either these stable coins in savings, or if you want to put some fiat currency into your funding account, if that's supported as well, you can just spend the fiat currency directly. In any case, I do think the Bybit card is very competitive compared to any other card, let alone other crypto cards. It is a bit nuanced, but if you're into crypto already, which you probably are, then you can probably work it out pretty easy anyway. And I'll leave the links below to sign up offers for the card and deposit bonuses for Bybit down in the description. I'm James, this is MoneyDG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.